Her move. Oh boy. Okay. Good morning. I guess I'm gonna have to use my study Bible. Oh, nope, found it. Okay. All right. Found what I was looking for. I gotta clean my office today. For reals. Alright. I gotta clean my office today. I gotta get some studying done. Surprise, surprise. I'm behind by one day. But because Kelsey took yesterday and I literally took the whole day. I did work on some tax forms and stuff that I have to get together. But otherwise, I took the whole day off. And that felt delicious. I'll be honest with you. Felt great. And now I'm here having a great day. Let's see. Oh, never mind. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. But I did. I took the whole day off. We are going to be praying for you, Heather. She has natural beauty. Too early, but it is Winona. Listen, I'm not here to make y'all think I'm pretty. We're here to talk about the Lord. Maybe he needed a little bit of the Lord this morning. That's what we needed. We needed some, you need to learn about the Lord this morning. Because I ain't here to look pretty. I'm already married. He gets what he gets. And he don't get to throw a fit. And that's all I got going on for me, you know? Good morning, good morning. So I am behind. I got to get called up today, which I'm gonna. But probably as soon as we get off here. But I'm just going to focus today on what I said I was going to on Tuesday night. Good morning. Oh, I know. You the bestest, Miss Estes. Okay, so we are going to just pick up where I wanted to today, which is going to be, oh, man. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Did I bring them in here? Yes, I did. I need my sticky notes because it's got one of these things, and I don't like that. We are going to be on Genesis 32. I'm trying to decide if I want to start at the beginning or just focus on the part I want to focus on. Well, now I'm wishing I hadn't got behind because it's all so good. Okay. Your Bible in a year, is it like a Old Testament reading, a New Testament reading, a Proverbs and a Psalms? Is that what your Bible is? Oh, there they are. Ooh. I'm gonna fall out this chair. Holly, what'd you learn? Yeah, usually I don't like a one-year Bible that does that because I feel like I can't paint the whole picture. So it's like too hard for my brain to like comprehend. And I like painting the whole picture. Yes, Holly, please tell. So let's go ahead and read Genesis 32, and we're going to start at verse 22. And we're going to go from there. And we're going to see about it. That's what we're going to be this morning. Y'all want to know some okay, so I was up kind of late, but no more. I'm not doing that anymore. Do y'all know the importance of sleep for real, for real? Steve done laughed at me so hard. His Lord's watch between me and while we are absent one from the other. It does make so much sense, don't it, Donna? So I was up late last night reading, and I was learning all kinds of things. One of the things I was learning was about sleep. Why we need, I don't know. I looked at it, it looked interesting, and here, before we knew, I was learning all about it. You ever went down one of those rabbit holes? Well, that's what I did. 110%. Holly, bless you. You're going to have to write this in a group chat or something. Because she's having to do it in 3 different sections. I bet you were. Listen, I learned a lot about sleep. I bet you were. Listen, I learned a lot about sleep. I'm gonna share it with y'all really quick because I need y'all to hold me accountable. When you want to set these goals for yourself and you want to achieve them, it's best to tell people because people will hold you accountable, right? So I'm gonna tell you. So y'all know I'm a night owl. Y'all know I love being up at night. I've been struggling with that lately because I really don't like being up at night. It just kind of happens. It's when my house is quiet. It's when nobody is pulling me in 20 million different directions. It's when my phone is quiet. But I don't like it because I want to wake up early and I can't, right? Because I stayed up too late. So it's a big old thing, right? But I was reading about sleep, right? What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to get Charlie out. I was reading about sleep, and apparently you got you got these cycles, right? Well, first off, did y'all know, people being deprived of sleep causes more accidents every single year than drugs and alcohol? I didn't know that. I was like, wow. All because we don't take sleep seriously. And I can contest to that. I don't take sleep seriously. But that was crazy. And then there are 2 different types of sleeping patterns, right? Or sleeping cycles. And it's called REM and NREM. REM is rapid eye movement. It's when somebody's asleep, but their eyes are going back and forth really fast. If you have children, you've experienced babies do that, all the time, right? My daughter, I have seen her do it, right? And then the NREM is non-rapid eye movement. And that's just where, you're still, right? Looks like your eyes ain't moving at all. Well, what they're doing, one of them, so the NREM, is separating your memories for the day. Deciding what to keep and what to throw away. And then the REM, comes in afterward, and it strengthens the memories that your mind decided to keep. And that's what gives you your creativity and productivity and all those things. So when you are not allowing yourself the 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you're messing up your brain. I said, this whole house going to sleep at 9 o'clock. I get, no, we ain't having brain issues. And, like, that leads to, like, sickness, you guys. Like, heart disease and stuff like that. Like, even being a diabetic can have something to do with not having a good sleeping schedule, because now your body can't figure out how to regulate its sugar. I mean to tell you, like, I was like, I'm going to go to bed right now. As soon as I finish this book, I'm going to bed. Like, I'm telling y'all, I try to get 7 hours of sleep, but I think that I'm going to start trying to get at least 8. It was, Shelly, so I have this app on my phone and it's called Headway. And basically you can read summaries of books. Like, they took all these books and you do have to pay for it. I think it was $40 for the whole year. But it's got all these different books on this app and they've summarized it for you. And pulled out like the most important parts. And that's what it was. It was called Why We Sleep. I was like, me getting dragged into Why We Sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning. Perfect. But it was so interesting. And it definitely made we need to sleep better. My kids don't sleep good. My kids don't sleep good because I don't sleep good. Like, I don't set that routine, so to say, for them. Like, I go to bed late, they go to bed late, everybody go to bed late. And we need to quit doing that. Like, we need to quit doing that, because that was just some interesting stuff. But it is the book, Why We Sleep. It was some interesting stuff. It was so good. I'm not reading about foods right now, Charity. Nope, not gonna do that. I'm a food person. No, thank you. I don't really eat late. But my eating patterns are not good as well. I might have to get healthy this year, my friends. It ain't that I don't snack, like, at all. I don't like snack. I don't like snacks. So I don't snack at all. And when I do snack, it's usually on, like, some sort of crackers. But snacking usually ain't for me. But I also don't eat lots of meals. So, like, I am starving my body without realizing that I'm starving my body. And this could be a word, because, like, our body is supposed to be our temple. We're supposed to be taking care of it. And yet there are so many areas that we just look right on over because we just think it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal. Like, it really is. Listen, honey, you want to be losing weight? I'm telling you, you're going to have to go to sleep on time. On time. It's going to be hard. But, like, it is really good. But I don't know. Like, one thing at a time, ladies. One thing at a time. Y'all can't be talking to me about food right now. But I need better food schedules, too. But I need to learn how to sleep first. Like, I know that sounds silly, but I am always so consumed with, I don't want to call it people pleasing, because I'm really good at setting boundaries. But I don't like letting people down. Right? And so, like, I don't like letting people down. So I'm always working. And then I was reading again, and I was reading all kinds of stuff. I was learning all kinds of stuff last night, my friends. I was learning all kinds of stuff about productivity and all these things. But, like, the 3 fundamental things in your life that make you feel like you have a fulfilled life is your career, your relationships, and your home. You should nurture those and take care of those and have a good schedule that balances those. And see, and I'm the world's worst for, I want to make sure I'm here for the whole world. But my family take the back burner because of that. And that's just not fair. Some days it's necessary. Some days I got to get things done. There are people who need me and I need to be there, right? Like, some days that's okay. But I also need to learn how to have boundaries where on certain days I'm like, no, it's okay if I don't work today. And I was trying to teach myself that yesterday. Was I really wanted a day off yesterday. Like, I was like, I'm exhausted. My house is a mess. I'm tired. You know, we done a lot of running yesterday. We needed groceries and all these things. So me and Steve spent the day together, and we went and done our groceries, and we got lunch, and then we got the kids. He took Emma to an appointment, and I cleaned on this house all day. But, and then I felt bad because of it. I felt bad because I was like, oh man, I didn't do nothing today. Like, that's horrible. But then I ended up staying up and working because I felt bad that I didn't work all day. So I need to get better about that. Realizing that it's okay and needed to nurture the relationships in your life. It is, you need to make time for those because those are going to make you have a fulfilled life. And it's funny that I read those that I done that last night because me and Emma cooked together last night. She helped her daddy fill in our new walkway with gravel, right? Worked her little booty off. And then she came in and I was cooking and I made like a whole meal, y'all. Like even the dessert. Like, and you know what? I looked at Steve and I said, hey, you need to go back to work. I think I want to be Kelsey Homemaker again. That's a lie. I don't want to be Kelsey Homemaker. But me and her sitting there cooking made me realize that I miss that. I miss, doing things with her that ends up being fun. She helped me make cornbread and brownies, and we cooked all the dinner together. And I was like, this feels good. You know what I mean? Like, this feels good to do this with her and have these boundaries. So, and then I read about that, and I was like, I need to be doing this every day. Even if I don't cook every day, because you guys know I don't be like cooking, I need to do something with my family every day. Whether it be cooking with them or just setting the dinner table with them. Or, we sit at the dinner table and read the Bible and talk about it and all that. We do that. But, like, the other things. Y'all know what I mean? Like, the other important things with my family. I need to make time for that. Because that really filled my soul. And today, I am feeling wonderful and great and ready to work. Like, I'm probably going to have a really, really productive day. I already feel that. Because I feel good. And everything feels balanced out, right? Like, I didn't get the sleep I needed, but nurturing those relationships yesterday was everything that I needed and more, right? Maybe one night a week, that's what you should do, cook as a family. Yes, Vicky, or even like, either way, I got to put something in the crock pot or the oven. So if Emma just helps me with that, I don't know. It's just those things. And I need to learn how to do it. And my last little realization that I had, and we'll start reading this morning, is, so I want to write. Like, this is the year that I become an author in a story, right? Like, it's been a dream of mine for the longest time. This is the year, okay? This is it. So, but so far this year, guess how much I've wrote? Guess how much I've wrote? Nothing. Ain't wrote nothing. Because I'm over here, how am I ever going to write a book if I never have time? Right? But, again, I was reading last night. I was reading all kinds of stuff. And it was talking about productivity. And it was talking about how in the morning, that is when your mind is the best. Right? Your mind is best and most alert in the morning. So you need to be doing the things in the morning that either further relationships or nurture relationships, nurtures your career, or nurtures your spirit, right? So what are all those things? Breakfast, cooking as a family, so say, doing something important for your career. For me, writing the book. Waking up early, not just to clean my house, but to write a book, right? And then what was the other one? Your spirit. Reading your Bible, right? Like, it is all the things. All of those orders from New Year's Eve, the balloon pop, are be going out this week. By Friday, they will all be gone. But we have shipped a whole bunch, so make sure you check your order. We only have like 15 left. So make sure you check your order and see if you got a tracking number. But I need to like focus on those things. The reason I haven't wrote yet is because I'm giving my energy first thing in the morning into things that just really don't matter. And like cleaning my house does matter. I'm not going to quit that, but maybe I don't do it for a whole hour. Maybe I just pick up for 15 minutes. It don't take a lot of energy to clean, right? Because you just know how to do it. It's moving around. You just know. What does it take a lot of energy to do? Right. Because you got to formulate creativity and ideas and put things to paper, right? So you need to do the things early in the morning that take the most energy from you. And I'm going to implement these things. Like I am. I'm going to implement them. And that's how I'm going to write this book. The only reason that I haven't started yet is because I don't do the first things first, right? I deal with other things that don't need to be dealt with first thing that actually drain me for the whole day. I need to do those last, right? And I'm learning that. So I don't know. This is going to be, it was some good reading. It was a really good read. Pick up a book. Books are great. I love learning about all that. But my goals, I'm going to start writing in the morning, my friends. This year, we're going to publish devotionals and we are going to write that book, right? I'm going to write, that my life testimony in a book. This is an Expressions Bible chronological order. Yes, I do that. Now, I do already implement that, especially with my daughter. We will set a timer and we'll see who can clean the fastest and the most. I even cleaned out my son's bedroom yesterday, which needed it so bad. I don't know how many of you have sensory processing kids, or Ethan is also on the autism spectrum, but when he gets gifts for like Christmas and birthday, he don't open them all at once. Throughout the year, he opens one thing at a time, and like if it's something to build, he'll complete it, and then he'll take a break, and then he'll open something else. So Ethan just has a bunch of like unopened toys that needed to be organized. I even done that yesterday. Yes, it is linked in my Amazon storefront. So, like, it's overwhelming for them to get lots of gifts because they don't open them all at one time. They keep them. If you walk in Ethan's room right now, there is, like, 8 sets of Lego sets that boy ain't even open. Ain't even open. And he probably won't. It'll take him all year to open those. Seriously. So, his room really needed cleaning. So, see, like, I have just been, yesterday was really good for me, for my soul, for everything, because it was just, I needed that refresh, and I needed those realizations that, like, helping my kids clean their room is important too. And nurturing my relationships is important too. And what I do as a living is important too, but they're all equally important. So I need to prioritize and balance those things. And no more naps for Kelsey. Oh gosh, y'all pray for me. No more naps. But the naps is what keeps me up all night. I gotta cut the naps out. Y'all go ahead and pray for me. I'm not. And that is called ADHD, my friend. And the best way to do that, though, I got you because I'm ADHD too. Get you a laundry basket. Let me just change y'all's life right here, right now. Get you a laundry basket that's not for laundry.
You should start a challenge.
A challenge?
Tide washing challenge.
Hush. Hush it. I gotta tell y'all what I did yesterday. Y'all gonna laugh. Can't laugh at me. Y'all gonna laugh. 5 a.m. Zoom workout. But, okay, let me change y'all's life right here. On cleaning with ADHD. Get you a laundry basket. Okay? And it's not for laundry. What do you do with that laundry basket? You go in so you start in a room and you have your laundry basket. Everything that don't belong in that room goes in the laundry basket. The reason you're bouncing around is because, like, these scissors, they go to the kitchen. I don't know why they're in here, but they go to the kitchen, right? If I was to pick them up and take them to the kitchen, I'm going to start cleaning something in the kitchen, right? And then this room's not going to get clean. Okay, so you get you a laundry basket, and everything that don't belong goes in the laundry basket. Okay, and then when you are done with this room, You go to another room. You take the stuff out of the laundry basket and put it away if it goes in that room. And take the stuff that don't belong and put it in the laundry basket. Yeah, and putting your shoes on is a really great idea. It tricks your brain into believing that you have like lots of important things to do today. But it works. So get you a laundry basket. And something for ADHD that helps is time yourself. I know that sounds silly, but for reals. Set you a timer on your phone. Get your laundry basket, set you a timer, and cut you on some music. Okay? So 3 things. All you gotta do. And your job is to beat the clock. Sometimes I will listen to songs and I will say like, okay, when these 3 songs are up, songs are usually what? Around 3 to 4 minutes. So when these 3 songs are up, I need to have this big room cleaned. Right? The laundry basket is for putting things that don't belong in this room into that basket so that you get this whole room cleaned before you leave it, right? It's to help with like cleaning when you're ADHD. And what was I saying? I done lost it. See? ADHD, I lost it. Oh, I give myself like, okay, by the time these 3 songs are up, I'm going to have this room clean. And I challenge myself to, you're so welcome. I challenge myself to get that done. And I usually do. So it's called speed cleaning, which I'm a big fan of. But it helps the ADHD brain focus, right? Because you're racing a clock. You don't have time to get distracted. So use music and use a laundry basket. Your house will get clean so fast that you don't even... That is what I do every single morning, you guys. Like, I don't like cleaning up my house at night. I know people say it's a great idea. I just don't do it. I like doing it first thing in the morning when I'm feeling my best, right? So I will be like, okay, I got 10 minutes to get this room clean. And I get it done. And in the store. And that's it. And I don't always do it because sometimes I want to deep clean. But have a day during the week that you want to deep clean and pick what you're going to clean that day. You're not going to get it all done. Something that I've learned, and the reality is we live in these homes. As much as we wish that it would just stay tidy all the time and laundry would always stay cold up and, everything would be perfect, it's not going to be. It's not, because we live in our home, right? And you need to come to realization with that. You need to be okay with it being a mess for a minute. It's going to be all right. And I'm the same way. I can't do a mess. I get very overwhelmed because I'm very OCD. So I do my quick clean in the morning. And I get everything wiped off and I light a candle and everything feels and looks good. There might still be some dishes in the sink, but my counters are clean. So find the things that help you. Right? Which is my counters being clean, my table being wiped off, and nothing extra, being all over the place. As long as my living room and my kitchen and my dining room are looking pretty good, I'm pretty good, right? So find those things and then work as fast as you can to get those done every single day. But it will really help with cleaning, I promise. Yep. Timing yourself will change everything for you. Even if you're not ADHD, timing yourself to clean will change the way you clean. Yep. You focus and you get finished. And it's really good. Okay. Are y'all ready this morning? You're so welcome. No, we just kind of got on that topic, didn't we? I would love to be on Clean Talk, but Kelsey ain't built for that life. So, no. It is. And I be struggling. But I've learned to deal with it again because I talk about this all the time, y'all. And it's biblical. It has to do with your self-control. The more you learn about yourself, the better you are able to handle your life. Right? So I know what I got going on. I know that I'm OCD and I know I'm ADHD. I defeat those things by being aware of them. Right? Will you stop it? He really wants me to tell the story of why I need more sleep. Y'all laugh at me really quick before we read this morning. The new people that got on here, we're going to be in Genesis 32, verse 22. That's where we're going to be reading this morning. But I want to tell y'all something real funny. Okay. I told Steve this, and we died laughing. Okay. All right. So I have a subscription on the Amazon. I get my laundry detergent shipped to my house, and I use the little pods. Well, yesterday when we went to Sam's, we bought our little beads. You know, the beads that go in your wash or whatever to make clothes smell good. Okay. Well, I filled that up all the way to the top. I was like, ooh, that looks so good. I had another box of laundry detergent. So I was like, okay, I'm going to fill my other jar all the way to the top. And my laundry shelf is going to look perfection. Right? All right. And I opened the associated laundry box. That's brand new. I'm like, they're wet. I was like, oh no, one of them is busted. My first thought was, it's okay. I'll wash them off. Do y'all know the rest of the story? I will wash them off and make them clean. And then I will put them back in the container. Yep. Well, about the time I dumped those bad boys in the bathtub, I picked one up and said, Kelsey, they dissolve. Like, that's how this works in... That's how this works in the washer. Needless to say, I grabbed all of those back up. And put them back in the thing and brought Steve in there. I said, we need to get on the same page about what happened here today. And I'm done. I can't. And he just laughing. I was like, what would you do without me to make you laugh? I'll tell you what, can't take me nowhere. I promise, can't take me nowhere. So, yeah, that totally, I mean, I don't know, that's hilarious. I had good intentions, but it was so funny. But then we proceeded to pop them all so that I could still use the laundry detergent because I'm cheap. I'm not going to throw it away. So, yeah, I was washing them dead. Yeah, they all stick together. We've popped them all. I cannot. It's okay, I laughed. When I realized what I had done, this is why you need 8 hours of sleep, my friends. See, my memory ain't doing very well. You see what I'm saying? My memory ain't doing very well. And that's what I'm sticking to, is that it's because of my lack of sleep that I thought that I could watch laundry pods when washing them is exactly what pops up. I don't know. I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard at myself. I was like, I gotta tell Steve because it's hilarious. But this is just some ridiculous stuff that I do. Y'all welcome. It's your entertainment for the day. The next time you are using laundry pods, you can think of me. And just have a great old laugh, right? I bet I don't do that again. And yeah. So, it made Steve laugh too. It sure did. It's like that's super ditzy. But you can't take me nowhere. I'm well aware. You can't take me nowhere. You can't ask me to do nothing. I am well aware. I mean, for real, I went to the potty at Sam's. We was at Sam's Club. I went to the potty. You know what happened to me? I went to wash my hands, and the sink that I cut on sprayed all over me. How does that happen to me? I went outside, to go be with Steve. I was like, look, my whole shirt was soaking wet. I was like, you can't take me nowhere. Can't take me nowhere. Yeah, I did not wake you up. You woke up, asked me what time I went to bed, and I proceeded to tell you all the information that I had learned. Dead. I can't. Y'all leave me alone. I'm now obnoxious. I love it. Appreciate that. I've been told this morning that I need makeup and I'm obnoxious. I love it. Made me choke on my coffee. Dead. Sir. I did about choke on my coffee. Okay, are y'all ready? That's it. That's it. I'm sleeping right. It's going to be the reason for everything. I'm dead. I don't know. You can't take me nowhere. The skill God gave me. Holly, I seen the information, but it was broken up, so I didn't get to read it all. All right, are y'all ready? We are in Genesis 32, verse 22. We're going to read verse 22 through 32 because it's one of my favorite parts. And then we're going to read our commentary. Pam, it's okay. We are literally just now getting started because I've been sharing with y'all all the things that I did yesterday and last night and all the things I learned, which I'm excited about. All right, so we're going to read about Jacob wrestling with God, and then we're going to read some of the commentary. It's one of my favorite parts. Yes, Holly, please do, and I will read it as soon as I get to it. Probably this afternoon. I'm kind of... Why? Why you say like that? What's your reasoning behind that, sir? I need to know. All right, let's read. During the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives. Now listen, wait a second. I haven't read yesterday's, but I do remember the story because I've read it a lot. I love this story. It's one of my favorite ones. Now remember, the deceiver has now been deceived, right? He got deceived with the wives. He got married to Leah and Rachel, had to work another 7 years, and there was a bunch of drama. Had a bunch of drama mamas, all right, happening, okay? Well, then, he wanted to take his family and leave. Well, his uncle didn't want him to, right? He wanted him to stay. So what can I do? So he said, if you will give me, such flock, I will stay and da-da-da-da. Well, he is now deceiving him again. In the end, Jacob would have had the strongest flock, and his uncle would have had the weakest. All right? I thought he was a troll. I'm so silly. You're so silly.
You didn't understand why?
No.
That dude's name on there
It was Lucifer, I know.
I'm proud that Lucifer thinks of you as that obnoxious.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect. I get it now, I think. Where was I? He made me lost my track. Mind track? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, hold on. He had now had his flock, and he had the strongest, and his uncle had the weakest, right? So now he wants to leave. Well, guess what? Now his uncle's mad at him. Okay. But guess who else is still mad at him? He thinks his brother, right? He thinks his brother's still mad. So now he ain't only running from his brother still because he thinks his brother's still trying to kill him because of what happened a long time ago. But his uncle, right? I can't get it together. His uncle is now also coming after him, right? So Jacob's running. Okay, he has become a runner. He is running with his family and everything else, right? And that pretty much sums it up. And we are going to start reading right here. And this is where we're going to be, okay? So during the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 servant wives, and his 7 sons, and his 11 sons, and crossed the Jabbok River with them. After taking them to the other side, he sent over all of his possessions. Then, like this, left Jacob all alone in the camp, and a man came and wrestled with him until the dawn began to break. When the man saw that he would not win the match, he touched Jacob's hip and wrenched it out of its socket. Then the man said, "Let me go, for the dawn is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." "What is your name?" the man asked. He replied, "Jacob." "Your name will no longer be Jacob," the man said. "From now on you will be called Israel, because you have fought with God and with men and have won. Please tell me your name, Jacob said. Why do you want to know my name? The man replied. Then he blessed Jacob there. Jacob named the place Peniel, I'm not sure, which means face of God. For he said, I have seen God face to face, yet my life has been spared. The sun was rising as Jacob left, so said person, and he was limping because of the injury to his hip. Even today, the people of Israel don't eat the tendon near the hip socket because of what happened that night when the man strained the tendon of Jacob's hip. Then Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and his 2 servant wives. He put the servant wives and their children at the front. That's rude. Leah and her children next, of course, and then Rachel and Joseph last, right? He put what was most important to him last, which could be both good and bad, I guess. Then Jacob went on ahead, and as he appeared to his brother, he bowed down to the ground 7 times. You'll see there is the word 7 before him. Then Esau ran to meet him and embraced him, threw his arms around his neck, and kissed him, and they both wept. That's a good story. So that's one of my favorite stories, because I think every single one of us have been in a wrestling match with the Lord. I think every single one of us have. This is an illustrating Bible. It's in chronological order. All the Bibles that I use are in the link tree in my bio. Okay, make it sure. All right, so this is my favorite thing, and we're going to open the commentary, and we're going to read what it says, but every single one of us at some point in our life have been in a wrestling match with the Lord, and that's exactly what Jacob experienced. And see, what I love about it is we become Jacob. We try to run, right? We want to run away from the things that we think are trying to hurt us or get us or whatever else it may be, right? So we become runners. And then we run until we run into a wrestling match with the Lord. And we have this wrestling match with him where we are fighting back and forth. And maybe it's not a physical fight like Jacob had, but it is a fight where we are maybe blaming him for the things he did in our life. Or, he is telling us what to do and we're not willing to do it. In some way, shape, or form, we are fighting with the Lord, right? But the best part is that we can also be just like Jacob. We run into a wrestling match with the Lord, right? And it changes us. Because that's what it did. It changed his name. Friends, my name might still be Kelsey, but when I met the Lord, everything about me changed. I had a name change experience. He changed me, right? And my encounter with the Lord, I walked away different than I met him. And that's exactly what Jacob did. He walked away. He was running away from everything that he thought would ever hurt him, right? And then, because he was scared. So he was running because he was scared. And I love it so much. And then he ran right into the Lord and had this wrestling match with him. But what did Jacob do? He didn't give up. Right? And what does it say? It said, the man came and wrestled him. When the man saw that he would not win the match, when he saw that Jacob was not going to give up. Sometimes I think maybe when we get into a wrestling match with the Lord, we need to prove to him that we're not going to give up. We're not willing to give up. And I think sometimes he knows our heart, and he knows what we are capable of and where we can go and what he's called us to do. But sometimes we stop our own selves. And I think sometimes maybe we just need to prove to the Lord that we're not willing to give up. I spent 10 years building the life that I live today that I absolutely love. And I proved that I wasn't willing to give up. No matter what, I wasn't giving up. Right? So maybe sometimes not only do we find ourselves in a wrestling match with the Lord, but We need to prove that we aren't giving up. This isn't going to break us down. We are going to stand here. We are going to fight this. And we are going to continue to prove that we are not going to give up. We are going to keep fighting and keep figuring it out until it is figured out. Right? And the next thing that I absolutely love is not only did the man realize, the Lord, right, that he's not giving up. What did he do? He said, I'm not going to let you go unless you bless me. His blessing was that his name changed. He walked away differently than he came. Right? His blessing was that his name changed and he was struck. Right? So now he was going to walk different. Now, some of you may read that and you think, well, that don't sound exactly right, because why would he hit him, right? Why would he hit him and make him walk differently? That don't seem nice. Let me tell you the significance, because when you have an encounter with the Lord, when you wrestle with the Lord, when you meet the Lord, you aren't walking away the same way you walked in. Sometimes you walk away with a limp because you're going to walk differently. You're going to walk differently, you're going to talk differently, and your name's going to be different even though that you don't know it yet. Right? It's like my favorite thing. This is the exact picture of what happens when you wrestle with the Lord. Right? And every single one of us has done it. We've all wrestled with the Lord, and we should walk away differently than we came. Right? I love that so much. And then, though, listen, the lamp had a multi-purpose. When I'm reading this, I feel like it had multi-purpose. Jacob had spent his whole life running. He stole his brother's birthright. He stole his spiritual blessings. And then he ran. And then he ran to his uncle and he deceived his uncle. And then he became the deceived. Well, then he deceived his uncle again. And then he got scared. And what did he do again? He ran. Jacob has ran all of his life. He now walks with a limp so that he can't run no more. The Lord stopped him from being able to run. You see, you guys, there are naturally two responses to hard things in our life. Bluetooth. How's the dog get in here? He might be okay, but maybe not. All right, there are naturally two responses. Steve's at my window. To our life situations, right? So you're either a fighter or a flighter. Okay? You're either going to stand like Jacob did, and you are going to fight and fight and fight, and you are not going to let go. You ain't giving up. Right? Or you're like Jacob was before, and you're a runner. And something bad happens, and you get scared, and you run. And you run. And you run. And you do this cycle of running over and over and over again. Okay? Until you have this encounter with the Lord where he says, you're done running. You're not running anymore. Because now I'm going to make you walk differently. I'm going to make you're not going to be Jacob anymore. You're going to be Israel, right? And you aren't going to walk the same. And you're not leaving this encounter the same way you came into it. You are going to limp now so that you have to quit running. Right? We're in Genesis 32, verses 22 through about, let's see, where did I run it? The end of 32 and a little bit of 33 is where we are. It is, where's Charlie? Is he up here with you? Where'd he go? Are y'all right? Look at Charlie likes to pester Oscar, and I have no idea where Charlie went. Some good stuff. And what else I love is he quit running. Because now he lost a limp, so he can't run anymore. And then he ran into his brother. And you know he's scared to death about what that. He was just in a fight. He don't want to be in another one. But he thinks he's about to be. Which is why he put everybody in front of him. Because he's still scared. He is still scared. But what happens instead? Then Esau ran to meet him and embraced him, threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and they both wept. There wasn't no grudges being held. Esau just wanted to come and see his brother. Esau was probably also a changed man, considering he reacted like that instead of wanting to kill him, which is why Jacob ran in the first place, right? Okay, y'all just post about it. I love that. We're going to read some commentary really quick, but I think I want to take some notes really quick before I read my commentary, because I usually don't read the commentary when, like, I have my own notes or thoughts about it. That's what I write down. It's usually when I don't really have any thoughts that I read the commentary and write down, so to say. So I'm going to write my notes down first, and then we will read the commentary, though, because I'm interested to see what they say. But in this short little segment, you have learned so much. Charlie, I figured out where he is, I think. You have learned so much. You've learned that when you get into a wrestling match with the Lord, sometimes you just got to prove that you're not going to give up. You've also learned that when you encounter the Lord, you're not going to walk away the same that you came in. You're going to be walking differently, talking differently, being differently. Everything about you is going to change when you have an encounter with the Lord. This is a Expressions Bible. Charlie, come on. You get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. Go play. Go play. Thank you. He be in Ethan's room, getting all, probably messing up all of his stuff. Okay. It's just like having a toddler. I tell you what. Good morning. It is so good though. Like, it's my favorite thing. Okay. All right. All right, let's take some of these notes. I'm gonna do all things. All right. All right, my first note is gonna be for verses 22 and 23. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go to Wally Word today. Give me some more pens. Jacob was running. I'm going to put Jacob's response to trouble was always to run. Gosh, this is going to be good. It's going to be good. We're in Genesis 32, verse 22 through 32. So, Jacob was running. Jacob's response to trouble was always to run. Verses 22 and 23, right? Let me get my highlighters in order. I'm just going to highlight as I write this morning to give y'all time to write the note down too. I think it goes like this. It do. Oh, I don't know where. Okay, it's going to be fine. All right, I'm just going to start this way. Start with number 1. These are my favorite things. I did a TikTok on this. A bubble map, actually. Like a long time ago. You'd have to go find it. All right, this left Jacob all alone. The man came. All right. He wrestled with the Lord, right? That would be verse 24. I love it. He wrestled with the Lord, right? He didn't give up. No matter how tired he got. Listen, he didn't just wrestle with the Lord. He wrestled with the Lord all night long, my friends. All night long. Until the dawn began to break. So he was tired. Have you ever wrestled with something or somebody all night long? Like, he was exhausted and yet he didn't give up. Please let that be a note to you that when you are really exhausted and you are just ready to give it all up and to walk away, don't. If Jacob can continue to wrestle till the daybreak, after wrestling with the Lord all night, then you can keep going, right? You can. The last note, he didn't give up no matter how tired he got. I'm going to add to that. He was going to leave the fight. Different than he walked in. Me and Steve are going to record a podcast today. That's going to be with that same note, my friends. So that's going to be for verses 25 and 26, right? He didn't give up no matter how tired he got, and he was going to leave that fight different than he walked in. Me and Steve are going to record a podcast today because we didn't get to it yesterday because I, took my whole day. My hair's getting on my nerves. But I'm really excited to do that podcast, and I'll give you a little overview really quick because this is reminding me of it. People wonder, why doesn't God answer my prayers? Right? Why isn't God answering my prayers? Why am I having to go through this hard thing? Why does he do this? Why does he do that? Right? Like questioning him and his authority. And then people have come to conclusions, I'm not going to believe in him because he lets these certain things happen. But I want to challenge you with something. When you prayed for strength, he gave you trials to strengthen you. Right? Sometimes you need to understand that not all trials are from the enemy. Some of them are what you prayed for. You prayed for strength, so he gave you a trial to give it to you. You prayed for wisdom, so he started giving you problems to solve. Right? Oscar, stop it. I can't stand when he does that. You ask God to make you this and that and the other. But see, when God sent the answer, he didn't send it in the form that you thought he would. But he's answering your prayer, and you're telling him he's wrong. Right? Yes, when you pray for patience, your patience will be tested. Like, you can't pray to have these things and then not expect to go through trials to help you learn them. We all went to school. We all went to school and we learned math and science and social studies and reading and all that. How would you learn math without going into a class first or opening a book first? Right? It's the same thing. You can't learn wisdom without having things that make you wise. You can't have strength without going through something that's going to give you strength. You can't learn not to deal with or how to deal with depression or anxiety without having depression and anxiety. You are asking for things to be fixed, and he's fixing them, just not in the way that you thought. Because sometimes you got to wrestle with God first. Sometimes you said, help me get to here. And he sent you through a fire. And you said, Lord, why'd you put me here? He said, you asked for strength. You asked me to put you here. Lord, why is this happening to me? Because you prayed for this. And this is going to get you here. Right? You see, that's how the Lord works. And it's how he has to work. Because he needs to discipline us. Right? What do you do when your child won't clean their room or won't listen to you. You discipline them, right? You ground them or take something away, or you teach them. Your job is to raise these children up to be very good humans, right? Because they're going to repopulate the earth, okay? You're raising your children, right? So what do? You discipline them. What do they do when you discipline them? They cry. I tell you, I take those tablets and electronics away my kids, and my son has the issue fit, right? That's a hard pass in my house, right? Like, he don't like that. He don't like the being disciplined. But guess what? I'm going to do it anyway, right? That's the same with you. He's going to treat you like his child. Because you are still half flesh, right? In God, there is no sin at all. You are a sinful human being by nature. Period. How do you divide yourself from that? You be disciplined. You get disciplined. You get taught. Lord, fix this in my life. Okay? I'm going to send you into this fire. Well, Lord, let me rethink that. I may not really want that wisdom if it tells me having to go through fire. You see, the problem ain't what you're going through, is that you're not willing to go through it. You're not willing to go through the fire to get the things. And that's why you're not living a fulfilled life. Like, I'm always truthful on here, and I'll be truthful with you right here and right now. You have to be willing to work for it. There is a reason that there's such a small percent of people who ever get what they really or live their real purpose in their life. It's because they were willing. If it meant to walk through the fire, they were going to walk through the fire. If it meant that they had to go out here and experience this, then they were going to go out here and experience this. They were going to do whatever it took, no matter how hard. So the question is, are you willing to do that to get to where you're trying to go? Because we are real good at asking for things. Lord, let me have my purpose. Lord, show me my purpose. Lord, let me fulfill my purpose. Lord, let me do this, let me do that. But are you really willing? Do you know what you're asking? Do you? Because you can't be what you want to be without going through the fire about it. You can't have without being willing. Because you honestly probably have no idea what this is going to entail for you. How much time it's going to mean away from your family. How hard it is actually going to be. How people are going to prosecute you, because they really will. They'll hate you. They'll hate you just because you're you. Are you ready to be hated simply because you are you? Because you will be. Are you ready to be looked upon and talked down to? Like, listen, these celebrities, sometimes we're like, man, I wish I had their money or their house or their life. Have you read the paper? They get talked about all the time. All the time. You think, well, their life has to be good. They have money. No, money don't make your life good. There are celebrities out here still taking their own life because money doesn't fulfill happiness. Money ain't how you become happy. Like, my whole point is, what you are asking for in this life, are you going to be willing to go through what you have to go through to get there? Because you probably don't know what that entails. What it's going to take from you. I'd read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Like, you have to be willing. Okay? I am here today and I love my life. Glory to God. I'll tell you what. I wouldn't have nothing in this life without him. Nothing. He changed me. I went into a wrestling match with him and I came out different. And I came out with a limp because I don't run from things anymore. I face them. I left my wrestling match with him different than I went into it. And my life is forever changed because of it. But don't you for 1 second think that it don't cost me something. Because it does. Every single day. Because I choose this. And I will choose it over and over and over and over. And I'll never quit. Right? But first, he had to mature me, mold me, change me. He had to do lots of things because he had to prepare me for the people that wasn't going to agree with me. He had to prepare me for the people who wasn't going to believe in me. He had to prepare me for the things that were coming because I just might not understand. He had to get me to certain places in life so that I could handle what he wanted to give me. Okay? You got to go through the things. Sometimes an answered prayer looks like walking through a fire. Sometimes an answered prayer looks like a decade of struggle. Sometimes when you're like Abraham and Sarah, an answer or a promise being fulfilled to you takes 24 or 25 years. Are you willing to wait that long? And continue to walk in obedience. Sometimes it looks like Noah. And you're out in the middle of, when you're looking around, I would say ocean, but the whole world was filled. Sometimes though, your situation looks like Noah. And you're on a boat with only your family. And when you look out, you see nothing but water because you feel like you're drowning. Good morning. Sometimes it be looking like Noah. Sometimes it's like Abraham and you're supposed to walk in obedience. Okay? And it's going to take you 24 years to have what you've been promised. And sometimes you're like Noah. And you build a boat just to put yourself in the middle of water and it seems real hopeless. Because you're out there and you're looking and you're thinking, oh, it's a Titanic moment. No, it's really not. You're not excited to be looking because all you see is water and you never know when you're going to see the light again. You never know when it's going to be land and green. When are you going to be able to get off this boat? Sometimes that's what it feels like. And then sometimes you're Jacob. And God meets you right where you are and you get in a wrestling match with him. Yup. And every bit of that's an answered prayer. Being in a wrestling match with the Lord was the exact thing that made him stop running in his life. Some of you need a wrestling match with the Lord so that you'll stop running. Face it. Go at it head on. Do you want to know how to make the enemy sit down? You stand up to him. Period. What made the enemy flee when he was trying to tempt Jesus? Jesus stood up to him. Jesus didn't, it's Thursday, let's not hear that train. Jesus didn't, y'all think that was just a random thought in my mind because my husband told me yesterday that we only hear the train on Thursday and he was right, it's Thursday, I hear the train horn. That's totally off subject. Sorry, ADHD, that's my bad. But sometimes you need to quit running. You've been running from everything in your life, right? And the way that Jesus got Satan to run away from him, to leave him, was when he stood up to him. Running from the enemy ain't gonna solve nothing for you, my friend. You got to stand. When you stand up, the enemy sits down. I can't. My hair be making me look like some sort of weirdo. I can't. I could do this. I All right, wait. All right, hold up. Sip coffee. I'm gonna finish reading. It's all good. I'm okay. I'm gonna calm down. I got it. Oh, it's a good stuff. I was really good. I was really not sure if I was gonna have a good word this morning, but I do. I thought, praise the Lord. That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Let's just finish taking our notes. That's getting kind of cold. That's gross, honey. Okay. Let's see. So, verse 28, right? Oh gosh, that's my favorite story. His name was changed, my friend. His name was changed. Yes, it was. Y'all may still call me Kelsey, but I've had a moment where my name became changed. I tell you what, that's going to be for 28. I'm reading it all over again. Let's see. I have no idea. I'm going to put this at the top of my Bible because I don't really know where I want to connect it. Oh, you know what? I'll connect it with the end. So verses 30 through 32, right? He left that match with God walking differently. Right? I'm going to also put God made him stop running. God made him stop running. I tell you what. Listen. There ain't no telling. This is what I'm talking about, though. I tell you what, they be making my point. They just be out here. Listen, my Lord told me, according to Scripture, that he will use everything according to his good. And that includes the ones that try to come after me. Right? He will use what they do for his good. And let me tell you, he just did that, right? I can't. Some people just don't want to hear the truth. Right? And I may get loud. Man, when I get into my word, I'll tell you what. I do. I'll tell you right now. But let me tell you what else. Maybe I'm loud because you need to hear it. Okay? Because some of you be walking around. Right? And you've been running your whole life. And it's time to stop. Right? Let's see. It is, he left that match with God walking differently. He made him stop running. Right? He made him stop running. Verses 30 through 32, my friends. Sorry. Like, I tell you what. They're making my point, though. Why do I have moderators on this app? Because people are mean. Right? People, they're just hateful. Right? Because we fight flesh. Every single day we be fighting flesh, right? What you're asking the Lord for? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? What you are asking the Lord for, you better be ready for the people who aren't going to be in alignment with what God called you to do. I appreciate you. Try it. What'd you do to it?
I used Amy.
It looks hot. Did you put any milk in it?
Yeah.
Well, why is it steaming?
Coffee.
Yeah, but I put enough milk in it to where it cools it off so I can drink it. That's too much honey.
Too much honey.
Yeah, it tastes just like honey. Taste it. Yeah, that don't taste like coffee. It tastes, all I taste is honey. Lord have mercy. I appreciate you. Listen, when you are getting ready to go into whatever you have asked the Lord to do in your life or for you in your life, okay? You've asked Him to do that, right? You want to do that. But are you ready? And can you handle the hard parts? Because I tell you what, they're going to be some hard parts. When I first started doing these lives, I was bound and determined not to do them because of the mean people on this app. I'll tell you what. But I tell you what, I saw this man one time just a dancing. I tell you what, he really wasn't good at it either, I tell you. But you know, he was just a dancing. Had thousands of people watching him. I tell you what. And he's just a dancing. Just dancing. And they were being so mean in those comments to him and just hateful. And he just kept dancing. He just kept dancing. And I was like, if he can just keep dancing, then I can do this. And I did. And now I do not care. I don't care who tells me that I need makeup or who tells me that I'm obnoxious. Especially when their name's Lucifer. I hope he thinks I'm not. I hope the enemy be thinking that I'm the most obnoxious person. I know he hate me. I'll tell you what. He do. He think I'm so obnoxious. I tell you what. I like it that way though. You want the enemy to think you're obnoxious. Praise the Lord. I tell you what. Please think I'm obnoxious. I can't. Like, thank you, Lord. They didn't. I tell you what. Yep, get behind us, Satan. I got a brand new pair of shoes one time. Let me tell y'all this story. Yeah, we will. I love that. Like, I bought a new pair of shoes one time. And I'm probably going to do this again before my conference. What? I don't know what Steve just said. I've done this before. This was actually last year. Or maybe the year before. It's been a couple of years. I bought a brand new pair of shoes. And I got those shoes. When I got them home, I took a Sharpie. And I wrote, Satan, get under my feet. On the bottom of those bad boys. And I wore them until I wore the words off. Watch me do that again. I love shoes. I got a shoe problem. It's only one of the big I got a shoe. I love shoes. But I only buy like a new pair like every time I go to Tanger, which ain't that much, ain't that bad. Only a couple times a year, but I love shoes. But I wrote on the bottom of those, Satan, get under my feet. Some of you need to buy a new pair of shoes and write on it, Satan, get under my feet. And you need to walk with them and believe them. Because if you choose to walk with the Lord, I'm going to tell you what, He's under your feet. You already have complete authority over Him. Now stand up to Him. Quit running. Quit being like Jacob and running from everything. Stand up. Face it. Get into that wrestling match with God and walk away differently than you came. I tell you what. Yep, that's what I be wearing, my Converse and my Vans. Praise the Lord. Have you spilled it?
Maybe a drop.
Maybe a drop. A lot of drops? Oh my gosh. I can't drink it too hot. Steve loves to make a mess with coffee. Yeah, I have had problems with depression and got through it. I used to have severe anxiety attacks. Felt like I don't know if you've ever had one of those, but it feels like you're having a heart attack and it scares you to death. You can't speak. You're just sitting there. And you know something's going on with your body, but you have no idea what it is. And you can't speak, and all your mind is doing is racing. I have been there. I have been there, and it is hard, but I overcame it. And each and every one of you can too. I love that. Taped Bible verses inside your shirt. That's good. That's good. I'm totally going to do that. I'm going to do that. Yep. I love that. Doctor won't tell you this, but prayer fixes every bit of it. It's a fight, but it's doable. Yes. He has made my coffee every morning the whole time we've been married. And we are 4 years. So say, something along those lines. Making my coffee is something that he does all the time. And I am so thankful for it every day. That's awesome. I love that. Thank you. I've always wanted to live at a beach, but too scared. I love the beach. It's my place to go to. I want to go to the beach for a weekend. I told Steve I would really like to find a babysitter for a weekend. And just me and Steve just go to the beach for 2 nights. It's literally it. And like right now, even though it's cold, I just want to sit. I just want to sit and listen and ponder and just get quiet with the Lord. Because there is something in me that's telling me that you need to get quiet. And there's something attached to it. I don't know what it is, but there's something attached to it. And I'm going to do it. I don't know when I'm going to get to. Lord be knowing it's a struggle with these kids. But I'm going to do it. And somehow, some way, I'm going to get quiet. And I'm going to figure out what it is. But it's something. And it's good. I love that. Your doctor. I am holding a Purpose to Hope conference. It's going to be a women's retreat. It's going to be all about strongholds and leaving strongholds behind and walking away differently than you came in. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. We are just talking about it. Oh my gosh. I didn't plan that. But I am hosting a conference in June. Get quiet and write your book. Yep. I'm going to start doing that every morning. Listen, y'all got to hold me accountable, okay? When I get on here, y'all need to know. Y'all need to know that, like, if I wrote some of my book or done some writing this morning, y'all need to ask. For our conference, there are 17 VIP tickets that include your overnight stay. But other than that, you will have to get a hotel room. But there is a Hampton Inn 7 minutes down the road from where we're hosting this retreat. And I am going to call and set up a corporate account so that we can get discounts. So that I can offer y'all discounts for your rooms. The ocean is like my favorite place to be. Oh, I'm so glad you needed this, and I hope it helped you. The info will be posted on my website. We will launch it here on TikTok when it is time. I host a membership where I teach people the word. We dig a lot deeper. We dig a lot deeper than we do here. It's kind of like school. I like to think of it. It's really fun though, and really great. But all that info's in the bio, but they will get first dibs. Once they get their first dibs, then I launch it to the public. Yes, Kim. Yes, it really do be. Something about sitting in the ocean with the Lord. See, if I lived 2 hours from the beach, I'd go every day. Every day. Listen. You know what you're gonna do? You're on a boat, and I am so sorry for what you've lost. But I'll tell you what, you gotta trust in the Lord. And you gotta say, Lord, you wouldn't have brought me to it if you wasn't gonna bring me through it, and you gonna hold my hand and we gonna ride this boat. We're gonna ride this boat. And you might be looking around right now and all you see is water and you see no existence of life. But the green will happen. It will come. Right? And the water will subside. And you'll get off that boat and you'll begin again. Right? It's all about beginning again. Yes. Okay, I'm totally... You done talked me into it. Moving to the beach. Honey, we're moving. Every morning, me, like, oh my goodness. Because I gotta live. Oh my goodness. You can check out the membership if you want to. Everything's in the link tree in the bio. You can totally check it out and just see if it's for you. And it's totally okay if it's not. But it is definitely for somebody who wants to dig deeper and study more. We read together. We study together. I teach journaling techniques and learning techniques to help you really dig in and understand what you're reading. I teach lots of things. And you get lots of things because of it. But I love you guys so big. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. I hope this was good for you this morning. I got to get my day started. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm already 15 minutes off schedule, but it's going to be fine. But I love y'all so big. I hope y'all have a fabulous day. And if y'all need anything, please let me know. But otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. for another coffee talk, all right? I love y'all. Have a great day.